Meet Barbara and Susan, both 67, both active and both told by well-meaning articles to be careful with lunges. Barbara heard dangerous and crossed them off her list. Her world slowly got smaller. Stairs became a concern, gardening a chore, and the fear of a fall a constant whisper. Susan heard a different word, opportunity. She discovered that the problem wasn't the lunge itself, but the approach. She learned a modified, intelligent way to perform them. Today she hikes with her grandkids effortlessly, rises from the floor, and carries her groceries with ease. The real secret: your doctor might not have time to explain. Lunges aren't forbidden after 60, they're essential, but you must master the 60+ lunge formula: precision over power, alignment over intensity, and control over count. This isn't just another exercise tutorial, this is a manifesto for reclaiming the foundational strength that powers your life. Let's rebuild your strength one perfectly executed step at a time. Part 1: Why your doctor's warning is only half the story. The critical why. Doctors rightly caution against high-impact, risky movements for aging joints. Their primary goal is do no harm. However, the unintended consequence is that vital strength-preserving exercises get thrown out with the risky ones. The complete truth is more powerful. Strategic strength training is not just safe, it is the single most effective tool to protect your joints and prevent the issues you fear. The silent crisis: sarcopenia and dynapenia. After 60, we face two stealthy thieves. 1. Sarcopenia, the loss of muscle mass, about 3 to 8% per decade after 30. 2. Dynapenia, the loss of muscle power and function. This isn't about vanity, it's about viability. Leg strength is the strongest predictor of mortality in older adults. Weak legs mean poor balance, slow reaction times, and a loss of independence. The lunge is a functional strength superstar. It mimics the single leg stability needed for walking, climbing stairs, and getting up from a chair. Avoiding it accelerates decline. Doing it wrong causes injury. Doing it right is your fountain of youth. The knee pain paradox. Most knee pain in this age group isn't from wear and tear alone, it's from weakness and instability. A shaky, misaligned joint is an inflamed, painful joint. The muscles surrounding your knee, your quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, are its natural brace. Lunges done correctly forge that brace from steel, reducing stress on the knee cartilage by ensuring the muscles absorb force. Part 2: The 60+ lunge formula. The 3 non-negotiable pillars. Forget the lunges you see in boot camp classes. Your new methodology rests on these pillars. Pillar 1: the alignment trinity, ankle, knee, hip. This is the golden rule. In a stationary or stepping lunge, your front shin should remain as vertical as possible. The check: look down. Can you see the front toes? Your knee should not be so far forward that it hides them. This keeps shear force off the knee joint. The hip hinge secret: initiate the movement by sitting your hips back and down as if aiming for a small chair behind you. This engages the powerful glutes and hamstrings, taking the load off your knees. Pillar 2: the controlled descent and powerful ascent. Speed is the enemy, control is your superpower. The 3-1-3 rhythm: take 3 seconds to lower down, pause for 1 second at the bottom, no bouncing, and take 3 seconds to push back up. This eliminates momentum, builds real strength, and protects your joints. Pillar 3: the core before floor connection. Your core is not just your abs, it's your BOTUS central stabilizing cylinder. Before you move, take a deep breath and gently brace your core as if preparing for a gentle cough. Maintain this brace throughout the movement. This stabilizes your spine and transfers force safely between your upper and lower body. Part 3: your progressive mastery pathway. Start here, not in the gym. Do not jump into full lunges. This pathway ensures success and builds confidence. Phase 1: Foundation and Neuromuscular Reeducation, weeks 1 to 2. Goal: teach your body the pattern without load. The supported static lunge. Stand facing a sturdy kitchen counter or the back of a couch, hands lightly resting for balance. Step 1 foot back into a split stance, heel lifted. Keeping your torso tall, slowly bend both knees, lowering your back knee straight down toward the floor. Focus on the front knee staying behind the toe. Only lower as far as you can while maintaining perfect form. Even a few inches is a win. Push through the front heel to return. Perform 8 repetitions per side. Phase 2: building strength and stability, weeks 3 to 6. Goal: wean off support and add range of motion. The bodyweight stationary lunge. Same as above, but with only fingertips on the counter for light touch, not weight-bearing support. Work on increasing your depth, gradually aiming to gently tap the back knee to a folded towel on the floor. The elevated rear foot lunge, a game changer. Place the top of your back foot on a stable step or low stool 4 to 6 inches high. This changes the center of gravity, often making it easier to achieve proper form and a deeper stretch in the front hip. It's a secret weapon for improving hip flexibility and glute activation. Phase 3: mastering movement and integration, week 7+. Goal: integrate lunges into dynamic real-world movement. The walking lunge, the pinnacle. Start with your hands on your hips or in a ready position. Step forward with control, landing with a soft, quiet foot. Immediately execute your perfect lunge form. Instead of stepping the back foot forward to meet the front, push powerfully through the front heel to bring the back foot forward, stepping directly into the next lunge. This builds phenomenal single leg power. Use a hallway where you can lightly touch the walls for guidance if needed. Focus on smooth, controlled transitions. Part 4: the 60+ Lunge Toolkit Safety Modifications and Pro Tips. The mirror is your coach. Practice sideways to a mirror. Watch that front knee like a hawk. Footwear matters. Wear flat, firm-soled shoes like training shoes, or perform them in socks on a non-slip surface. Avoid cushioned running shoes. Listen to your body. Good pain versus bad pain. Good: a deep muscle burn in your front thigh or glute muscle. Fatigue, a feeling of productive work. Bad: sharp stabbing or pinching pain in any joint, knee, hip, ankle pain that radiates, or any feeling of giving way. Stop immediately. The chair-assisted option: perform your lunges directly behind a sturdy chair, holding the top of the chair back with both hands for full upper body support. This is perfectly valid and highly effective. Part 5: the bigger picture, weaving lunges into your life for lasting vitality. This journey is about more than exercise, it's about autonomy. Consistency beats intensity. Performing 5 perfect lunges per side 3 days a week is infinitely better than 20 rushed ones once a month. Pair for power: combine your lunge practice with other cornerstone movements: seated top stand drills, chair squats, heel raises for calves, and gentle hip hinges. Celebrate the milestones: the first time you get up from the floor without using your hands, the day you carry a full laundry basket upstairs without pausing, the moment you realize you've stopped worrying about balance. These are your true victories. Conclusion: your next step isn't a lunge, it's a decision. The untold secret is now yours. You are not fragile. Your body is an adaptive, resilient machine waiting for the right signal. The signal is not avoid, the signal is engage with intelligence. Barbara from our story learned this formula. She started with the supported static lunge at her kitchen counter. 6 months later, she sent me a picture from the top of a lighthouse she visited with her daughter. The caption read, "All those steps, no problem." Your doctor's job is to protect you from harm. Your job is to build a life of strength and freedom. It begins not with a leap, but with a single perfectly placed step back into a lunge. Take that step today.